On the angle now for Zook. Drives. Oh my goodness gracious. That was pretty. Puts it in reverse. It's a DNR top 5 play. Lava. Deseret News Rewind is presented by Heidemann & Associates, a full-service law firm dedicated to winning for you. Call them now for a free consultation. Welcome in Deseret News Rewind. Dusty Litster and Dane Stewart, as always, presented by Heidemann & Associates and brought to you by the Utah Army National Guard.
That's right. And Dusty, for any of you who are looking at, you want to maybe make a career change or trying to figure out what next step you want to take in your life, there's no better place than the Utah Army National Guard. Over 150 different career path options available, up to $20,000 in signing bonus, depending on career type chosen. It's not just about military service, mechanics, engineering, all sorts of different career path options available. To learn more, visit www.nationalguard.com.
Sometimes, things happen to you. You get in a car wreck, your insurance isn't helping you out, or maybe you had a house issue and the insurance isn't helping you. Your warranty's not working for you the way you thought it should, and you just don't know what to do. Call Heidemann & Associates. Had someone this week just on Facebook say the same, had question like, what lawyers did you trust? There's no one I trust more with my loss than Justin Heidemann. And he'll take care of your family. You got a will and trust you get taken care of as well. Go check out Heidemann & Associates at www.utah.law. All right, boys basketball.
Yeah.
We got a big week.
Yes, we do.
Big week. Let's go opening statement brought to you by Heidemann & Associates. We can each have a different thought. We didn't talk about this before, but I'm going to make sure to go through this because every once in a while, I like to throw things in. There's people who will like this and they won't like it. I'll deal with it. Wasatch Academy. If you're not paying attention, pay attention. They were in the top 5. They knock off the number 2 team in the country. Yeah. They are now number 3 behind Oak Hill Academy, who's their only loss on the season. Got a lot of guys they're going to be representing here in the city of Utah. A couple from the state of Utah. Yep. Speaking of Richie Saunders, going to BYU. Caleb Lohner, his dad played at the Y. He's going to play at the U. This team has got big games coming up. But a big win for Coach David Evans and the Wasatch Academy Tigers last week against Hamilton. It took care of business. Now number 3 in the nation. Folks, it's a traveling circus. Go check them out.
And that's not just one poll. That's in several polls.
Right. Every poll right now has got them at number 3.
Number 3, yeah.
Very, very impressive. Coach David Evans doing a great job. But it's not just hero ball. It is a great brand of basketball. So go check them out or watch our streams.
All right. Well, good for you. Here's my opening statement. How about the team that Coach Evans used to coach? Look, I thought Lone Peak was done. Guys were going down, getting hurt.
Yeah, tags are falling off.
Didn't quite look right. And next thing you know, they've reeled off 3 straight wins over AF, PG, Corner Canyon. Folks, don't turn now. The Lone Peak Knights, watch out. Coach Ross, things starting to come together. Cameron Brimhall been having some big games. Zettner, that experience come to play. These Lone Peak Knights, former Coach Evans, now Coach Ross, looking really strong in Region 4. Going to be a team to keep your eye on in the back half of the region play and coming up for the state tournament.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one. Well, let's get into what's been going on this week. Well, we got one coming up this week, but we got some good ones. Region 1 continues to be, it's funny, I was talking with a certain writer from the Deseret News who talks like this. He knows who it is. He goes, how about all the best teams are up north? I'm like, yeah, man, and it's where we're living.
Yeah.
We live in Region 1, formerly Region 4. No, but Davis, Fremont, and Layton all sit in the top. Fremont, Davis, Layton, depending on how you look at it.
You want to know how good Region 1 is? When Dusty found out we were going to be spending time in Region 1, he moved up north. Trying to save on the gas costs,
absolutely.
Right? Man, how good has this been? And how about Fremont over Layton last week? I don't think that score had come in by the time that we had talked.
It hadn't.
70-66, and Dallin Hall able to salt that game away. But man, impressive job. Fremont gets off to an early start. They limited Potter to 4 points. Excuse me?
Right.
Like we saw Potter and it was like, oh, it feels like he'd get a bucket whenever he wanted to. That Fremont team, this was a must-win game if they wanted any shot at region. Having already lost to Davis, they came through at home. Now they've got to get some wins on the road, right? They go to Davis, they go to Layton. They've got other teams in that region they got to deal with. But that was huge. And Fremont, congratulations to you. A huge win, and it sets up for a really fun finish in Region 1.
Tuesday night.
Oh, yeah.
Fremont, Davis. One of the two of us will be there. Put that out there. Not both of us. Because we won't miss these. Yeah. We missed the one prior engagement, but we won't do it again. You're getting all those games will be right here on Deseret.com. Yeah. And Dallin Hall picked up a big offer. He's already got a BYU offer. Yep. Just picked up one from Coach Chris Koviak this week. Dallin is that good. We've been talking about it for 3 years.
Yeah.
3 years. If you've been watching this show, you know this is kind of the Dallin Hall feature show. So, for what it is. But Davis and Layton also is a tough loss for Layton. But we said this before. Neither of those three teams are getting out of this region with a loss.
Yeah, and we were right.
And if one of them had gone undefeated, they would have just walked through the state championship. So, Wally pops later on. Go Region 2. West Jordan.
Yeah.
We talked Taylorsville. We've talked Cypress. How about the Jaguars?
How about this? West Jordan had Kearns this week. They trailed by 5 at the half. And they were able to come back, get a nice win, put that game away late. Now, there was a call in the third quarter that I saw it. I'm not going to lie. I didn't love it. People might think I'm a Kearns homer. But
they got clarification on it as well.
Well, I also had some officials who were like, I don't know either. So, anyway, but hey, you know what? Jags, they got the win. They're undefeated in region play. They got a big one Tuesday night because they have played everybody in region except for the Taylorsville Warriors, and that game will be on Tuesday. That's a huge matchup for that inside jockeying position in region. But how about Gabe Evans had 14, Selvage had 14 in the win over Kearns, and meanwhile, Cypress, a couple big wins this week over Hunter, over Kearns, Quentin Meza, 21 and 30. Just ho-hum for Cue Ball, the freshman for the Pirates.
Hey, and let's say this. Bill Belichick and Tom Brady ain't give anything back because the tuck rule was messed up. So you take the calls and you roll with it. And you run to it. Region 3, Copper Hills. Anyone, because they went through a tough stretch.
Yes, they did.
They get in the region, they're 4-0.
How about, hey, look, in Region 3, we don't like 32-minute games. We want 36-minute games. Copper Hills, big win over Jordan. You were alluding to that, 60-57 in overtime, mind you. Meanwhile, Harriman had an overtime win against Riverton this week. Copper Hills, Stone Hutchings. Young man, you think for so long, and it was all free, and it was all these other guys, and Hutchings was kind of the guy who, he'd chime in with
a 7 or 8. Right. Shut him down,
He's scoring 20-plus every night right now. Had 20 in the win over Jordan. Gardner had 15 for Copper Hills in that win. Talked about Harriman, a nice overtime win against Riverton. Case Peterson, 13 and 14 in that ball game. Negley had 19. There's a lot of really good teams at the top of Region 3 right now. It's going to be another fun finish.
Overtime? Did you mention overtime?
I did.
PG. Yeah. Pleasant Grove goes into wasn't into Skyridge. They go into Skyridge and get the win, 64-63. I tell you what, Egbert and crew, Coach Mack, one of our favorites. Yeah. But this team is starting, in the words of Lou Brown, starting to come together, Pepper. Starting to come together. PG's figuring it out.
That it is. They had another nice win this week over Corner Canyon. Vaha went 22 and 10 in that win. How about, so Pleasant Grove, a lot of youth, a lot of roster turnover. Mickelson, I think, had 22 in the win last night over Skyridge. But you talk about coming together, that youth and that inexperience, well, it's now experienced. And for Pleasant Grove, things starting to click right. And they've got some fun matchups coming up that we'll talk to in a little bit. Yeah,
we'll tease this. We're going to pick our 5 most of the games we're most excited for coming up. In fact, we just went through Region 4. Let's talk about Skyridge. This isn't going to drop them off a cliff. How about this point differential? This is interesting because it's probably one of the most experienced, very talented team. Here's a point differential, 294 to 254. That's a shocking one. That just tells you how close the games. Now, granted, they played a really tough schedule. They were in the Platinum Division at the Tark. I mean, that's just one of those interesting things. But Coach Gardner will figure it out. But you got Skyridge, Lone Peak, and PG, all 3-1 at the top of Region 4, and Westlake. Everyone's in the state tournament. I don't have to worry about this one. But Westlake, 2-2, because they heartbreaking loss this week to Corner Canyon. Because Corner Canyon, they're figuring it out too. This is a young, inexperienced team. Turn over a lot. Coach Lunt, Region 4 isn't dead. We'll live in Region 1, but, I still have some residency.
He didn't move out of Region 4. He just kind of moved up in Region 4.
Up Region 4. It'll be really good. But let's do this right now. Top 5 games we're most excited for here in 6A.
All right. So I think the game for me that I'm most excited about, you know what? I'm going to go with Layton at Davis. That's the game that I'm most excited about.
I told Vince Francis last night in the drive.
Yeah.
I said, we're talking about we're going to do this. I said, Dane's going Layton Davis because I'm going Fremont at Davis. Are you going to learn from game 1?
Yeah.
And for Davis, that tough loss against Layton, they can't lose ground. Oh, buddy. Because both of these games are going to go that way.
Here's what I'm going to go back to, right? There's nothing wrong with...
I took Fremont. He took Layton at the beginning of the year. So.
Sorry, Davis, but you're in there, man. How about this? I agree, right? Fremont-Davis, great game. Would love to be there. But is there a better rivalry than Layton-Davis? I say no. the environment of
true.
Leighton Davis
It is true.
separates it
is
from me.
really, really
but
good.
Fremont Davis is going to be great.
Hey,
Gonna be
Plain
great.
City, just get down to Kaysville. I think they're going to.
Yeah, I think they will.
It's a great setting there, too.
Yeah.
And if you want to know the next 4 from each of us, you have to stick around.
Yeah.
That is what we call a tease in the business. And so we'll go back to that one, but let's get into 5A because Region 5, now I got to tell you this story. So we go do the game. I go to Bountiful at Wasatch Academy, and I'm talking to Coach Maxwell. And we're here at Bountiful for a reason. They won our game of the week. Dane was here. But I talked to Coach Maxwell, I'm getting done. And Mike over the years kind of opened up as we've been around him. Yeah. And I'm going to take pictures. Hey, by the way, I watched your video. We're not finishing third. And I'm like, what? It's going to be both to pick a different team. And Region 5 goes, just wait. He's like, we'll be ready for Woods Cross. And they were ready. Bountiful is 4-0 in Region 5.
Look, I'll tell you this, right? Go watch our sweet moment of the video, our moment of the week video, whatever we call it. Go watch that.
Brought to you by the Utah Army National Guard.
To me, I have felt like the missing piece has been Chisholm and finding him consistently one of the top shooters. Well, how about this week for Cam Chisholm? Last week, a 59-50 win over Viewmont. He scores 35. This week, a 69-58 win over Box Elder. He scores 29. Now, he only had 12 last night, but it's starting to come together for Chisholm. He's finding that range again, and when he does that, the inside-outside game of Whaley and Chisholm, look out. Bountiful is as good of a team as there is in this classification. Let me give you another name of a young man that really jumped off the page last night. Wasn't Robert Whaley. He had a big game. But how about the defense of Jackson Bennett? You see this kid walk on the floor, you're like, oh, yeah, okay, he's a guard. No. This guy will lock you down. Howe had 11 points for Woods Cross in the first quarter. They make a switch, put Bennett on him, and I think he had 4 the rest of the game. Jackson Bennett will not blow you away when you see him walking on the floor, but you watch him in a game, and he disrupts everything for opposing offenses. This Bountiful team, Dusty, can be really, really tough in 5A.
I had a coach that came and watched the game against Lone Peak. I was talking with him, and he said, there's a kid. I don't think he ever looked like he'd ever stepped on the floor of varsity. He goes, he hit 3 threes. It was Jackson Bennett, and it was one of those things. So how about Farmington? All Bountiful gets to do is win Friday night, and Tuesday they have 2 more games against Farmington. But Farmington gets a win, 59-51 over Viewmont, and Farmington looks really, really good. Region 6. Will anyone separate themselves in Region 6? How about this? 4 teams at 6-2. Brighton, East, Olympus, and Murray, all 6-2.
It's a hodgepodge, man. Just a complete mess.
Awesome.
How about this?
In the words of Diamond Rio, a beautiful mess.
I don't know any better way to put this, and I apologize. I know people that think I have an agenda when it comes to certain teams in Region 6. I don't. Sparta! Murray, 76-74, double overtime, a win over Olympus. Yeah. Look, I talked with Coach Workman at a Holiday Classic earlier. He's like, look, we got a lot of youth, and we're just trying to build a culture, and I just don't know how good we're going to be. I think they had 1 win at that time. They're on a 4-way tie for first in Region 6, and they've defeated Olympus. Jackson Workman had 23 points, hit 7 threes. Pillay had 14. Bowen Davies had 11 and 10. This Murray team is young. They're winning games right now that I didn't think they'd win. Watch out. The future is bright for Murray, and they may just do it sooner than people thought.
Well, it's interesting because and then this week they had some close games. Won a 5-point game against Skyline. And Murray be interesting, and Olympus just kind of hanging in there. East, we know Bowie Bay might be the best player in that region individually.
Might be the best player in the state.
Dallin Hall, some other guys.
I know.
And that's excluding the Wasatch Academy boys, although I put Richie Saunders in there.
I'm holding that.
But Richie Saunders.
I'm looking at that differently. But okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to throw Marty Sissoko or Caleb Lohner in there, but or Mike Saunders. So it's a good one. And Kraskowiak's not anything to sneeze at either at Olympus, but Andre Mulibea, he's really good. And be interesting. All right, Region 7. Okay. It's Region 6 with just one team that has one less loss than everybody. Lehigh at 5-2, and the Lehigh Pioneers. This is a team that had a tough loss last week. They bounced back. They get Mountain Ridge, but they had that 1-point loss to Timpanogos. But everyone else 5-2, 4-2, 4-3, 4-3. Yeah. That is Lehigh, Timpanogos, Timpview, and Orem.
How about Orem? This is a team that's starting to get. Look, they were really good in non-region. Region started to drop a couple games. Like, wait, maybe Orem is. I thought they were good. I just didn't quite know what to do. And now they're getting the traction going, right? Had a 76-52 win over Timpview this week. Mitchell had 24. Clayton had 15. Toya Vow had 13. He's a key piece to Orem being successful. Yep.
Moving from Queen Creek. Yeah.
Then had a 71-62 win against Alta. Mitchell had 25 in that game. Brownell had 26 and 5 threes in the loss for Alta. But the Oregon Tigers with a couple of wins here as of late. Good to see, making the top of that region competitive.
And Timpanogos, it doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to be a win. But they lost to the Alta this week.
Yeah.
How about Alta bouncing back after a tough loss, but
Yeah.
get a 61-50 win? And right now, Region 7, it's just like Region 6. We're trying to figure out who's in 7. How good is this 5A tournament going to be?
Right.
How good? Because I'll tell you the team that I don't want to see. If I'm a 5A team, I'm looking at the RPI every flipping day, and I'm trying to figure out where it's going to go. I don't want anything to do with the Springville Red Devils.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, there's
3
only
years
one
ago,
place
it's all
Dusty
coming
can
back.
go.
It's all coming back right now because they got to figure it out. 7-0 in Region 8.
Yeah, they had a nice overtime win this week against Salem Hills, 63-51. Zach Vicentin, he's the man. In that game, had 17 and 15. Terry had 15, Riggs had 14, and then they had a nice win over Maple Mountain. Terry had 14, Riggs had 12. There's a lot of pieces there for Springville. They play really good defense. They can shoot the ball from the outside. They've got a big that there is not a player in 5A that they can match up with. That Springville team, look out. I mean, to me, they're the best team in Region 8. They got all the pieces you need to win a state championship. This is a really, really good team for Coach Snell in Springville.
Yeah, especially with everything going on in Maple Mountain.
Oh, man.
It's a heartbreaking thing. And kids, just be, I'll quote a movie. That's one of my favorite things to do. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. You think that's not a serious movie? Be excellent to each other. Just take care of one another. And here's the thing. If something happened to you, doesn't mean it to do it to someone else.
Right.
We came from a different spot. I mean, I feel like the old man sitting in his rocking chair.
Yeah.
20 years ago, we did a lot of dumb things and things that didn't make sense, and we started to change it then. It has to change. There are things that have to change, and I'm not going to jump in any more than that.
Right.
But when you hear the hazing word come out, but Springville right now set up pretty in Region 8.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just share. We talked about this back in football. I continue to wear it, folks.
Absolutely.
And this is what it's all about, right? Eyes up, do the work. Look for those who are struggling. There's no need to go and put others down, belittle others, and I have no idea the details behind this situation.
We're not gonna
You
share
mentioned
them
it.
if we do. Yeah.
You mentioned it. Hazing. We need to be better than that. We need to move on. And tough lesson being learned.
Absolutely, and it's things that change all the goals you wanted.
Yeah.
Folks, in one moment you make a decision that can alter all the things you want. And we all have our favorite teams that have had those things happen. So be part of the change. Be part of it. It doesn't have to be the way it was. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Tradition, it can change. And everything will be just fine. And we can all get to where we want to go.
If I can change and you can change, everybody can change.
We can end the Cold War without anything. All right. We've spent enough time there. Games we're looking forward to in 5A.
Well, I think there's one that for me leaps off. And if you saw where I went in 6A, you might have an idea where I'm going to go in 5A. How about the return game, Bountiful at Woods Cross? I'll tell you, this atmosphere up here last night was electric. You had ginormous student sections. The entire Woods Cross student section was right behind my ears. I still can't really hear what Dusty's saying. It was loud. It was intense. It was a heck of a battle. Great chess match on the floor. That's going to be a really fun return game. It'll be a must-win for Woods Cross. If they can take care of business after then, they need some help even at that. But that atmosphere, super, super fun in Region 5.
Yeah, I'm going to stay in Utah County. Lehigh and Timpanogos.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The return game at Timpanogos, that's going to be a good one. It was a 47-46 game. Let's score some more points, folks. But I think it'll be good. I think it's going to be a terrific game, and I think we get both. I had picked Timpanogos to win the 5A state championship earlier in the year. Oh, well, we're going to have more. What am I doing? I'm almost worried. There's another good one from Region 7 as well, and a good reason. So look for that after we get through the quick hits. And, okay, I already know we have this. I get my weekly update from Coach Roberts. Share how we get it. My weekly update of the Noah Lemke dunks comes after every game. I got an email with links to it. Thank you. By the way, if you want guys highlighted in the top 5 plays, send them to us at Deseret News Rewind. You can send them to highschoolrewind@gmail.com. Or I don't know how, Coach, you got my email, but I love that you did. And keep sending them to us. But Dixie, 8-0, 14-2 on the season.
Great start. How about something, Dusty, that I have never ever seen in my 38 years of existence on this planet? All right, Roland Hall had a 79-33 win this week, okay?
Okay.
All right, Sam Andrew went for 22 and 18 in the game. Isaiah Adams went for 22 in the game. Fantastic, right? Those are great nights, but it didn't live up to the night from Braden Hinton. You want to know why? He hit 1 3 And in an offense that scored 79 points, Hinton scored 111 points. I don't know how that works, but that's what got reported.
Yeah.
I'm teasing. It's in the box score, ironically enough, in case you want to fix it. I just thought, I've never seen that.
You always got something.
Hey!
All right. No one's losing in Manti. The girls are undefeated. The boys are undefeated. And how about this? Because I just shared a little defensive note. Manti has not surrendered 50 points in a game since December 28th, where they gave up 64 points to American leadership in the first time they saw them.
Wow.
Since then, okay, they've surrendered 32, 40, 49, 39, 38, 47. And they play American leadership, who's had a great year. They'd won 5 straight games coming into this one. It was a tight game late. They pulled away, and they surrendered 42. That is how good the Manti Templars play defense in boys and girls basketball.
How about this? I'm not ready to leave Roland Hall yet. You want to know why?
Because they're the Winged Lions.
Well, they are the Winged Lions. How about a 78-64 win against Layton Christian? This is the first region loss for Layton Christian since January 27th of 2017. They had a 28-game win streak in region, snapped by the Winged Lions. Isaiah Adams, 24 points, hit 5 threes in the win.
Draper APA, Derek Atkinson had 24 points, hit 2 threes, got a squeaker win over American Heritage, 68-65.
You know, we had a little serious moment prior to. I'm going to go back, serious face. Bear River with an overtime win over Mountain Crest, 84-75. Mark Huber had 27. But Coach Shaw was made public this week going through some medical issues. Head coach for Bear River. Coach, our thoughts, best wishes go out to you and your family, and hopeful for a speedy recovery for the head coach of the Bear River Bears.
It's a long battle, but got a lot of people around him, and just wish nothing but the best to these men and women that put so much into these kids and trying to better their lives, and wish nothing but good things for them. Hey, I did this a couple of weeks ago. The Green River Pirates, the ghosts of Slade Bigelow, Kalen Parsons, all coming back 4-0 in region play. They knocked off Monument Valley 64-60 as the Pirates get another win and stay undefeated in region play.
How about a shooting performance this week? As it was Pineview over Hurricane 65-49. Jared Sudweeks hit 8 threes, finished with 26 points to help lead the Panthers.
At Valley 10-0 on the season in region play, and just want to, because they're dominating performances all year long for them, but they are led by 3 guys that all scoring over 13 points. Gavin Hoyt, Braden Heaton, and Connor Chamberlain averaging over 13 points each, leading the way for Valley.
How about a comeback? Rich and Mount Vernon. Rich was down 22-9 at the end of the first quarter, but Kyler Wilson scored 13 points, hit 3 threes, able to help Rich come back. Orlando Martinez finished with 20 in the loss for Mount Vernon.
I'll tell you a team to look out for, and I hate saying this, but it's also Todd Jeff's last season, so I'll throw him a bone. Emory!
Yeah.
Emory gets his 54-53 win over Richfield. They weren't going to let both boys and girls go down to the Wildcats, and it was a game led by Brax Jensen and Jordan Eaker. Brax had 21 points. Eaker had 16.
Also redeemed an earlier loss
Right.
to Richfield in that one.
Great history between Emory and Richfield. Yeah. Just ask Coach Gordon.
How about Grantsville Morgan this week? Grantsville with a 49-45 win over the Trojans. That also redeems a prior loss for Grantsville, creating a little bit of a bottleneck atop that region. Sandberg had 13. Mulford and oh my gosh. 2 others had 12.
We all get tired.
I'm sorry, guys.
It's been one of those weeks. You got another ones?
I got one more. How about Judge over Grantsville? We talked
Right.
about a nice win for Grantsville, but Judge with an impressive win, 61-57, as Dangmeyer, 21 points, had 14 of them in the fourth quarter to help lead the comeback in the win for the Bulldogs.
All right, we teased it earlier, the 5 games we're looking forward to.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next 4 in our 6A side.
All right, so I also got, so my number 1 was Fremont at Davis. Layton at Davis. Fremont at Layton. I would love to have that one as well. That's going to be the way they end the year. It's the last region game for both those 2 teams. Jordan at Copper Hill is a good one. Lone Peak at PG and Skyridge at PG. PG with some early wins against those 2 teams. Those 2 teams going to be looking for retribution.
I really thought the same because the Layton Davis game, no-brainer, by the way. Lone Peak, Skyridge, really excited for that one.
Yeah.
PG Lone Peak's always great. But yeah, I think that's a good one. I'm trying to think of some different ones for you.
Yeah.
How about, staying in 6A, one more. Jordan Copperhill's part D is going to be fun because Dyson Kohler and crew are going to be ready to go. How about this one? Just for fun, just to mix things up, because I always give Dane the Region 2 opportunities. West Jordan, Taylorsville.
Yeah.
Because someone has to be a region champion.
Yeah. They haven't played yet, so that's why I was like,
I know, but I'm looking forward to that one.
I am too. I am too.
Because I got another one's going to come up where they have to play each other twice. But you only get one. It only votes for once. There's only not twice, just once.
Yeah. No, that'll be a fun one.
As I give you the pinky.
Yeah.
Is there any other form? That's all I can give you. All right, 5A.
All right, so my favorite 5A was Bountiful at Woods Cross, right?
Yeah.
I got East at Olympus. East had a dominative win against Ole earlier this year. Olympus at Murray, talked about Sparta. Would love to see that one again. Alta at Lehigh. One in Region 7 that I think is going to be really good. I love the Lehigh Timpanogos one that you had pointed out earlier. And then I'm going to go off the radar because it's not 5A, but we don't have another opportunity to talk about it. Layton Christian at Roland Hall, folks. It's a Saturday game. We may check out some Winged Lions this year, see if Layton Christian can get back in the region race.
Interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I love Coach Porter, so
I do too.
there. All right, I'm going to stay in Region 7, and here's the reason why. Orem at Timpview. Why? Perry Wildeboer, who won multiple state championships at Timpview, is going back into Thunderdome as the head coach of the Orem Tigers.
The rival Orem Tigers.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's a great one.
Absolutely awesome. He was so entrenched at Timpview that he still calls out Timpview plays. Because he changed the names.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited about that one. That'll be really, really good. Okay. You give me a run of Region 6 games. All the return games, Murray, Olympus, East Brighton, I'm going to put them all together. So it'll be called Region 6 Fits on the graphic. Region 6 return games. And then give me Bountiful and Farmington, because that's going to decide, I think, the top of Region 5, without a doubt, where that's going to go. And, other ones are really tough. How about this one? Timpanogos Alta, just because Timpanogos needs to get back at Alta for the loss.
Yeah.
But games you're looking forward to, hit us up on Twitter. Love to hear from you. And anything else we're missing, hit us up as well. For Vince Francis and Dane Stewart, I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us and watching Deseret News Rewind on Deseret.com.